Itemization-wise, it comes down a lot to these things I'm trying to preach to you are important in the game, and then learning to do them based on the struggles you face. You know, did I die a lot? Did I need more damage? Is there one guy that's like stopping me and I could have just bullied him away if I had a basher or like a defusal? Is there a guy that's solo killing me 40 minutes into the game where I can just buy Shadow Blade and he doesn't have a slot for detection? That's one that people don't think about. Like, you can just buy a late game Shadow Blade because they can't kill you anymore.
Right.
They don't have slots. So it's like, you know, these are things where the way they're killing you, you have to start paying attention to how they're doing it.
Banana slam jam.
You're going S and Y. I would have gone Manta this game. It's very good against PA when she blinks on you. It's very good against Shaman when you kill the wards. It's good against Ember Chains. And, yeah, it's just too good here compared to S and Y.
I think, actually, I'm really curious about this because I think this is a decision I'm not making correctly a lot of the time. Is like, right now my mental model is basically like, okay, I build Manta if they have a silence or something, some other like very relevant route or something like that, like a CM. But otherwise, I tend to build S and Y because, like, in this case,
do you not
I was
consider Ember to be like a relevant route?
I guess I should have. I don't know.
That's like a 1200 range, you know, 3-second route.
Yeah.
Like, that alone, honestly, would be enough for me, most games, to buy a Manta.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
What people don't realize is single target disablers are really bad against Manta, dude. Manta's like a shaman countering item. Nobody realizes that. I don't really understand, like, I guess by virtue of experience I learned that, but like, it owns shaman, man. It killed the Manta illusions, two-shot the wards too, so you like kill the wards in like half a second. And then if he ever, like, if you go on him and just push Manta and he shackles you, he usually dies to your illusions. Like, he actually dies to those rather than you. So that makes it even harder for him to shackle you. And sometimes he'll obviously just hex your illusion instead of you.
Sure.
But yeah, single target disablers and damage dealers are usually bad versus Manta. Like, Manta's really good against TA. Like, I don't know if you've ever built Manta against TA. When a TA blink meld strikes you and before it lands, you just push Manta. TA's fucked. Like, she actually can't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, single target disablers and damage dealers. But go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no problem. So basically, like, what you're saying, or like, I think one of the problems is I think of Manta as like, I wait to use it until they do something, as opposed to like using it to prevent them from doing something. It's kind of like also what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think about the secondary, like the other way of thinking.
Well, the way I think about it is in this game, if I get Ember's Sleight of Fist chained, I have to spin to get away from it, and Manta serves as a way to actually preserve my spin. Like, that's actually how I would look at it. It's a way to preserve my spin. I just want to tell you, buddy, I don't know if you like how much Dota you watch, but Butterfly is like the third or fourth worst item in the game right now. Like, bottom shit tier items. And I saw
why is that?
MKB is just the most broken damage item, and on top of that, like, Scotty and Abyssal are just better. Like, Scotty, Abyssal, Silver Edge are almost always better than Butterfly. I would say it's mainly because MKB. PA is a very bad MKB builder, but she can also just build Rapier. Rapier also makes Butterfly a very bad item. Yeah, I would say on average I've built like 5 Butterflies in the last like 3 months. That's a lot of games. Okay. So it's just something to think about, that at the current state of Dota, Butterfly is just not bought. In this game, I probably would have gone Manta, either MKB Scotty or Scotty MKB. That's probably what I would have done. Actually, you have no stuns. It would probably be an Abyssal. Abyssal MKB or MKB Abyssal. And then Ags after that. That would have probably... And then last item, Silver Edge. That's probably how I would have itemized this game specifically.
Sorry, can you go through them one more time? Just because, like, I think this is one area I really want to...
So it would have been Manta. Because of all the roots and single targets. And then I would have gone either MKB, so I can burst the PA, or I would go Abyssal to burst PA or anyone else. And it would be Abyssal over Scotty, because your only other disable is a Pudge Dismember and a Shackle. And, like, those aren't exactly, like, the best.
And the point of the Scotty is basically to let me stay on the enemy, right?
Scotty is a tankiness, a little bit of armor, a little bit of damage, a little bit of stick on them. It's like an all-around just good item. It's like a you know, you win the man up fight, because not only does it slow their movement speed, but it slows their attack speed. It also reduces their healing, so any hero with lifesteal You're gonna make
Right,
them
right.
lifesteal less. You know, Scotty's just kind of overtuned right now. It's like the opposite of Butterfly. Like it's instead of being generally way too bad, it's generally way too good. If I don't have to build anything else, I usually just build Scotty. I'd say if you don't specifically like need a BKB or a Manta, Scotty's like always the best item. Like, or like in this case, I think I always default to Abyssal, or I default to Scotty. But if I need an Abyssal, I'll buy an Abyssal. Like in this game, since you have so few stuns, I would buy an Abyssal. Like that's
okay.
If they had like low mobility heroes, I wouldn't prioritize an Abyssal, but they have PA, Ember, and a Void Spirit. So Scotty's much better against like a Lesh or a DP, while Abyssal's much better against, you know, Embers and Void Spirits and PAs. Like, you see what I'm saying, right? Because like these heroes, you're not sticking on them with just a slow. So
okay, so yeah, I think I used to think of Scotty as like the counter lifesteal item, but I
would, for the most part, consider that part of it not even a reason to consider it. It's kind of similar to the break on Silver Edge. I would put the priority of the heal reduction on Scotty as like number 3. The priority of the break on Silver Edge is like number 3. Like, it's a consideration, it matters, but it does not define the item even remotely. Like, it's not even close to the definition of why you would buy the item. Like, Silver Edge gives you vision advantage, it gives you attack speed, it gives you like mobility on the map, it makes you more survivable. That's what Silver Edge gives you. It gives you positioning advantage because you can like loop around on them. Heroes like Night Stalker are countered by Silver Edge because they can't fucking see you. like Night Stalker is a vision hero. Silver Edge is a vision item. Like, that is what it is. It's not a break, it's a vision item. It's like, if I'm against a Bristle and I'm a hero that naturally buys Silver Edge, like, I don't mind buying a Silver Edge, of course, the break factor comes to mind. You know, like, it might make me go at first or second item as opposed to later on in the game. But, like, that isn't what the item is. I think a lot of lower MMR players get baited by this shit. Like, they see the heal reduction on Scotty, and they tie that to the meaning of the item. Scotty is a 25 of all stats. Like, that's 500 health of stats, plus the just raw health you get from the point booster or whatever. It's 500, it's like 25 strength, 25 agility, which is 25 attack speed, 25 damage. It's an int mana pool, because you get the mana from the point booster as well as the int. And it's also the mana battle, right? You just win the mana battle because you slow them. Like, they get slowed by attack speed and movement speed. So, like, they have to fight you more often. And then the heal reduction matters against, like, Death Prophet, Morphling, Satanic Builders. Like, shit, sure, it matters. Like, it does matter. But it's, like, the third consideration on there. Like, absolute third consideration.
Can I, like, so I think in general, this is, I think it's part mostly because I'm pretty new, like, relatively in this game.
Understandable. All of these things are learned by a lot of experience, so continue.
Yeah. Is there, like, maybe I think I've looked for resources about how to think about items in Dota 2.
Not very
But
well,
I haven't found many, and, like I've read through all the items, but I think, like, there's, like, a big knowledge gap here in general for me.
Okay.
Do you have any, like, recommended resources, or, like, do you have videos about, I don't know.
I do
like,
have videos about specific items. Like, I did, like, Manta versus Sanjanyasha.
I've seen the Manta versus Sanjanyasha video. I should probably rewatch it. I think
I did, like, Hard versus Satanic. I did, like, BKB versus Pipe on offlaners. I did, like, Blink versus Shadowblade. I did that one, so I talked about those two items a lot. That would probably help you.
Blink versus Shadow. Okay, yeah.
Because there are carries that buy those items.
Yeah.
It helps you conceptualize Shadowblade a bit. Honestly, though, I've been making content like that when I do because I don't think it exists, as far as I know. So, like, you know, if it is out there, I don't know it is. So maybe there's other people that know, but I personally don't. I probably need to make more itemization videos. I probably could have made one alone on Abyssal Scotty just from this content from talking to you, but yeah, it's just a hard subject because it's kind of like when you learn to push lanes, you learn all these other things. It's like learning to itemize is a combination of all those other things. Like, you kind of learn, like, okay, these are the jobs I need to do in the game. This is what's stopping me. It's like Manta, people don't often think of it as, like, it just creates 3 of me. So against anything that's single target, it's quite good. You know, Night Stalker single target, PA single target, Shaman single target, Ember has chains. It's like actually just a really good Manta game. So it's you know, you can start thinking like that. You just learn, like, if I'm against Shaman, I automatically consider Manta builders. Like, I actually consider picking my hero based on whether or not it's willing to buy a Manta. Because if I have a Manta, I ain't getting Blink shackled. And that's like...
Because if they have the Shaman, you're going to, like, make sure that when you're in a situation that you already have your Manta.
Yeah, I'll pop my Manta, right? Like, I run at the Shaman, second he turns around, I Manta. You know, like, I'm not going to let him hex me, right? So, even, like, Legion, Manta can be pretty good against. I don't know if you've ever had a Legion try to blink duel you, and when she's in duel animation, you just Manta. Like, it's long enough to Manta. You have long enough to react to it. So it's like, it actually just cancels and disjoints her animation. She has to, like, retarget you. Any targetable spell that, like, Doom. You can Manta a Doom. Like, they're not going to cast it wrong, but they get the animation on it canceled. And then they have to, like, refocus on which one is you, and then target you again. It creates, like, an extra second or two for you. Like, as a Jug, you would have already Omni-Slashed by the time he targets you again. So it's like, that's an example where these single target heroes get countered by Manta. Itemization-wise, it comes down a lot to these things I'm trying to preach to you are important in the game. And then learning to do them based on the struggles you face. You know, did I die a lot? Did I need more damage? Is there one guy that's, like, stopping me and I could have just bullied him away if I had a basher or, like, a defusal? Is there a guy that's solo killing me 40 minutes into the game where I can just buy Shadowblade and he doesn't have a slot for detection? That's one that people don't think about. Like, you can just buy a late game Shadowblade because they can't kill you anymore.
Right.
They don't have slots. So it's like, you know, these are things where the way they're killing you, you have to start paying attention to how they're doing it.